This is a little thing I like to call MLB rants, a little bit shaky on the introduction. Hope you all are doing great. I'm doing great. Before I get into anything else, just like to point out that everything I say in this video are only my opinions. They are not universally correct. If you want to form your own opinions, make sure you put that down in the comment section below, telling me whether you disagree with me or whether you agree with me. And if there's something that happens next week that you would also like me to go over, put that down in the comment section, and it might even make an appearance in next week's episode. This is MLB Rants 2021 season, episode 13. Last week's episode was uploaded on the 1st of July, and I never even talked about my team of the month. I was so concentrated on the postseason and it being the middle of the year that I didn't even say anything about my team of the month. But I have compiled a list of teams who were close to being my team of the month, and then I have my team of the month. So let's get straight into that. Chicago White Sox, they've been really dominant all year. They've remained at the top of the league, but they've played the Astros, Mariners, and Pirates throughout June, and they didn't look good in any of those series. Personally, I feel like they should have swept the Mariners and the Pirates, and the Astros, I could maybe see one game coming out of that where they lose, but it was completely the opposite for that. Speaking of the Astros, they are another team that I was talking about last month because they were red hot last month, and I said that maybe they could be my team of the month this month. Ultimately, no. They did have a good series against the White Sox, but they've been playing teams like the Orioles and the Tigers all year, and of course they're getting easy wins, and that's just putting them further ahead of the Athletics. The Giants, number one team in the nation, not my team of the month. They had a really good series against the Athletics, who are a really good team this year, but they can't beat the teams in their own division, like the Dodgers. They have a tough time with the Dodgers, and some could argue that the Dodgers are the best team in the NL West, and the fact that the Giants can't beat them is really concerning. The Dodgers have been half a game behind the Giants for about a week now. And the Dodgers series against the Marlins was just brutal, terrible. The two walk-offs, it's just unbelievable for a team like the Dodgers to give the Marlins that kind of an advantage when they're so low in the NL East. That said, my team of the month for June are the Washington Nationals. Washington Nationals had a pretty great month overall. Juan Soto was doing really good. Their bullpen was looking really strong, especially now that it was basically healthy. And they just had a good month overall. They had a really good record. They were basically bottom of the league, and now they're only 4 games out of the Mets as I'm recording this. And, the Mets aren't looking too hot either. In the month of June, they played their own division a lot. They played the Marlins, they played the Phillies, and the Mets, and they just kept winning. And then when it came to the Pirates, every good team is kind of struggling with the Pirates, which I don't get. But all the bad teams are doing really well against the Pirates, and the Nationals happen to be one of the teams that actually swept the Pirates. So also another thing to take into consideration. And then they had a series against the Giants, which they did manage to get 2 wins out of. So you're beating the best team in the MLB, you're beating teams in your own division, you're beating the teams, you're sweeping the teams that need to be swept. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. Just being an all-around good team. Something interesting that I read this week was about Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is a designated hitter and a pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels. So Buster Olney, who is essentially the Angels hitting coach, is in charge of everybody who hits on the Angels. And Shohei Ohtani is one of those people that hits on the Angels. But Olney said that Shohei Ohtani doesn't do batting practice. He will do a few flips when he's pitching, like flipping it to first base, practicing PFPs, all that kind of stuff. But he does not take batting practice, which is kind of incredible when you think about the fact that Shohei Ohtani is having an incredible year, both hitting and pitching. You look at his stats through the first 81 games, he's hitting 279, 364, and 700 with 69 RBIs and 12 stolen bases. Not to mention the huge amount of home runs that he has that is leading the league right now. So I just can't believe that one guy who doesn't take batting practice can do this well. Like, as soon as I read, I was like, what? He doesn't take batting practice? Now going from Shohei Ohtani to something else that involves Shohei Ohtani is the Home Run Derby bracket. It was released this week. All 8 players have been called, and there's a whole bracket of who's playing who. There's going to be a visual right now behind me of what the bracket looks like. So as you can see, you've got Shohei Ohtani playing Juan Soto, Salvador Perez against Pete Alonso, Gallo against Story, Olsen against Mancini. Going into this Home Run Derby, I am really deflated about the fact that Tatis isn't in this and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in this. Those are the 2 people that, people really kept their eye on for the Home Run Derby, because you think about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s performance against Jock Peterson in the Home Run Derby was outstanding, and he should have won the Home Run Derby. The only reason why he didn't win the Home Run Derby is because he was so worn out from that entire matchup with Jock Peterson, and then Pete Alonso just got a sneaky win off that. Of course, Pete Alonso's in it this year, and he's got Salvador Perez, which is, a decent matchup, but there's not, I'm kind of disappointed in this year's Home Run Derby. I'm not blaming the league for this, but it's more about players opting out of just hitting some home runs. I mean, I don't really see what the big deal is, but if there is something going on, and if players are like, well, I don't want to get injured, then fine, so be it. But, if you're just out there raking, then how can you get injured? Obviously, Shohei Ohtani is going to win that matchup. Juan Soto has 11, 12 home runs this year. He's barely gone hot about it, and I don't think he really deserves to be in the Home Run Derby, but they needed to fill some slots. So Juan Soto is a good replacement for that, but he's not going to be Shohei Ohtani. Then you've got Salvador Perez against Pete Alonso. Salvador Perez, I believe that he doesn't hit that many home runs. Before, yeah, he was a home run hitting machine, but nowadays it's kind of worn off. And now that he's up against Pete Alonso, I think Pete Alonso kind of gets away with this because it's a really crappy matchup with 2, not really home run hitting players. Because Pete Alonso won the Home Run Derby, yeah, but it was a gimme, and he really shouldn't have won the Home Run Derby. Joey Gallo against Trevor Story. Joey Gallo has been hot for the Rangers this year. He's been looking really good, especially home run wise. And Joey Gallo definitely going to beat Trevor Story. Trevor Story, you just look at the Rockies in general. They can't really score runs, so I don't get why Trevor Story is in the mix. I understand that he's leading the home run for the Rockies, but seriously, of all the players? You've got Matt Olson against Trey Mancini. Honestly, I haven't looked at this matchup enough, so I just picked the higher seed, and I went with Matt Olson because I've seen him hit at least 1 home run. So, yeah, Matt Olson will win that. Then Shohei Ohtani against Pete Alonso. Shohei Ohtani, obviously. Pete Alonso, I already said, he didn't deserve to win it last time. And he's not a home run hitting, he hits home run, obviously, but he doesn't hit as many home runs as people believe. You look at the home run charts, and Pete Alonso's up there, but he's not up there with Ohtani. So I've got Ohtani winning that and going to the finals. And then between Gallo and Olsen, Gallo's going to win that. He's been red hot, and I think he'll definitely pull away with that win. Now for the finals, Shohei Ohtani against Joey Gallo. Going out on a little bit of a limb here. And I'm picking Joey Gallo. Hear me out. Joey Gallo, well, on the eye test, Shohei Ohtani is the favorite to win the Home Run Derby. He's on top of the home run leaderboard. He's an outstanding player. He's just been raking all year. Joey Gallo, though, I said it already. He's been looking really hot, really good. And I feel like his experience is going to take that hot streak into the home run derby. And he's going to play it really easy against Trevor Story, easy matchup. And then the same thing against Olsen, easy matchup. And then he's just going to hammer it home to Ohtani. And he's going to win that matchup. And I feel like Ohtani is going to go in there and slug him every game. He's going to slug like 30 home runs against Soto, 30 home runs against Alonso. And he's going to be worn out by the time he gets to Gallo. Whereas Gallo's going to be like, okay, now the competition starts. Shohei Ohtani is the favorite, but Gallo is my guy for this. I feel like Joey Gallo will win this year's home run derby, even though Shohei Ohtani is the favorite. But home run derby isn't until next week. We'll go over whether I was right or I was wrong in next week's episode, or even the week after that episode. Who knows? Also remember that I have my playoff bracket that I made last week. We're going to go over that when the whole entire season's over, and we'll see how close I got. But for this home run derby bracket, I do think Joey Gallo will beat Shohei Ohtani in the finals and emerge the winner. This video, nice and sweet, kind of like last time, but last time I only went over one thing. This time, you know, we include a lot of things. Shohei Ohtani was a big thing, a part of it, because you got the home run derby, you've got him not taking batting practice, which is just ridiculous. And then, of course, my team of the month for June. How could we ever forget that? I was just so focused on, oh, it's the middle of the season. I completely forgot that the month of June had ended. So I went in, looked at it this week, and deciphered my team of the month, and said it was the Nationals. So if you agree with that, or if you disagree with that, make sure you put your opinions down in the comment section below. And then if there's something that happens next week that you would like me to go over, also put that down in the comment section, and it might even make an appearance in next week's episode. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, and also hit that red subscribe button with the bell for push notifications so that you know when I upload. In case you forget, I upload on a weekly basis every Friday, and yeah, that's when you'll get my videos. That is it for this week's episode, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.